All right, welcome back in to another episode of DCU Daily. I'm of course Daniel. I'm here by myself as of right now. We're waiting on John to show up. If you're watching us live, we're only a couple of minutes away from the release of Superman the trailer. I've got the countdown going on behind me. I'll see if I can pull that countdown up here. It's on supermanmovie.net. Uh, I knew John would freaking sleep in. Oh man, that guy. Um, oh, if I go in there, the trailer's here. It's dropping. It dropped a bit early. All right, you know what? We're reacting to this thing live. All right, we're reacting to this thing live. All right, I'm gonna watch the trailer while you guys watch the trailer, and then we can talk about it after. Thanks for joining. If you are watching right now live, holy cow! You could see this is what I sound like in the early morning. I just freaking woke up. Lenny. Yes, hello, Lenny. All right, we can do a little quick countdown. We'll watch it together. The trailer literally just popped up. Like if I share my screen with you guys, it's there. It's out. Like look at it. Like the likes are going up. It's you can watch it. I'm going to watch it while you watch it. I'm not. I'm gonna watch it, but I'm not gonna play it on screen. So I'll just leave that up there. Because we don't want to get like caught by the content ID system. But like we'll and react to the dang thing. All right, let's do this thing, shall we? So I'm gonna start watching a trailer in. Well, hi Fiona. Hello. I'm gonna start watching a trailer in five, four, three, two, one. He's hurting. Uh-oh. Somebody made Superman bleed. Was it Batman? Oh, the music. Punk rock. It is definitely punk rock. Oh, it's so punk rock. Are gonna drop the Guardians? He's the director, James Gunn. Yep. Oh, this is okay. This lines up with the leaks. This lines up with the leaks. Yep. This is riffing on the John Williams score with the electric guitar. Oh, and he's busting through the snow or bursting through the snow. It's crypto. Oh, okay. We saw this. They shot this in Cleveland. Nice. There's Lex, Luthor Corp. Okay. Yep. It feels essential Superman. Oh, Guy Gardner, Hawk Girl, okay. Oh, there's the monster we've been talking about. Whatever, what is that? Oh, okay, all right. It's Superman Lois. Like it. The crystals? Oh, is that Ultraman? Okay. Oh man, Crypto's doing work. And Mr. Terrific. Oh, they got the kissing suit flying into the sky. And yep. Mm. Mm-mm. Time to go get a job done, Superman. July 2025. Yep. Okay. That was good. Woo, that was good. All right. Uh John is texting me that he's up. He's like, I don't know, John. Dude, like, we're here. Where are you at? Where's John at? Exactly, TC. Exact. John just woke up. I think he was like, I'm gonna wake up at 9 and do everything, and then I'm like, no, we have to be. I don't know. I think he slept in, but he doesn't want to admit that he slept in. Um, I, on the other hand, did not. Yes. Okay. Well, let me know when you guys are caught up with the trailer because we gotta talk about it. Then I'll like start jumping across and we're gonna dive into the trailer. Yeah. I mean, and Lex, hi to you in the chat. Of course, we got TC24. Yeah, crypto is so cute. Okay, so let's start like diving into this trailer, shall we? Of course, now there was a leak that for the trailer a couple of days ago, and I was wondering if that leak was basically, well, if it was if it was literally for the actual trailer, if it was somebody just making stuff up. And it looks like when you watch this trailer, like in the leak they talked about, okay, Superman, you see him, get knocked into the ice. I don't know by who or what, and then he whistles, and then Crypto comes running, and that's exactly what we got here. So yes, definitely in line with that. You can see it, with the suit here, it looks pretty close to what we saw when they were filming in Cleveland. So yeah, I mean it all matches up. So I'm gonna let John know to jump on right now. Because yeah, we'll have to worry about future commandos later. John is not an early riser, unfortunately. Neither am I. Can you hear my voice? It's my I just got out of bed voice. But anyway, thank you guys for joining us. And I know Lex, for you, this is like what you're talking about. It's not early morning here. It's like practically the afternoon. I know, Lex. I totally get it. Like but unfortunately for us East Coasters in the United States, I mean, if you're out west, it's freaking 6 a.m. So I mean, it's I guess it's it could be worse. It could be like the sun wouldn't be out right now. So for me, it is. But no, I mean, hey, what do you guys think about the trailer? Let me know in the comments. I mean, Lex is going off. You got Nelson in here. Hello, Nelson. He's saying I literally woke up with the release of the trailer. So many of us did, right? Like it's fantastic. Lex saying, I definitely think we will get a second suit because the suit looks like the set photos, but it was tweaked to fit him. Yes, let's start. You know what? Yes, Lex, you are an early bird. I mean, there's a lot of you guys in the chat who are early birds, and I appreciate that. It's a bit of an adjustment for me, but I can be up early when I need to be. I mean, I had to be up, not too long after I woke up anyway, for just got other things to do during the day today. Um, Liz is like going to bed. She's like, "Dang it! I wish I could be on for this." But well, Liz has gotta get her beauty sleep before she has to go to work later tonight. Well, with that said, let's talk about the suit, Lex. So okay, so where's the suit? All right, we're gonna first look. That's the suit that we see at the beginning of the teaser. And it's very much in line with the suit that we are used to seeing from like the set photos and everything. Now, of course, when you go to this scene here, when, of course, it looks like this is before the third act final fight, I feel like this suit is a little bit different because you see the texturing on the suit, it's a lot more detailed. This texturing, it feels like it's a refined version of the suit. Let's see where there's another iteration of it. Let's go back. We got lots of action. Okay, so this shot that we got, and this is pretty much the shot that's in a green screen in a studio in a soundstage, and we got the first image of Superman was like with this background. So clearly, whatever ball of energy is, it's in the background. It looks like it's a third act problem, and the suit he's wearing there feels more refined. You could see it. I'm gonna see if I can pull up the original image of that. Let me get off that screen for a moment. Let's see if I can pull up that OG image of Superman now. The OG as in, that was literally the first thing they threw out there. So I'm gonna because that suit looks very. We talked about it like last night even. That suit looked different than the suit that we get in a lot of the set photos, and it's more in line with the suit that we got in the poster. It looks much more refined in terms of the details, right? Like I know that's what some people were like, it's over designed. It's over designed. Well, that suit right there looks different from the suit that we get at the beginning of the trailer when he's in the ice. That suit looks closer to what we get, when they were filming out in Cleveland. So, and clearly, a lot of what they were filming out in Cleveland was, earlier in the movie, like maybe like the first act, right? Like, okay, there's a Daily Planet, there's Clark Kent right there doing his thing. He still looks so different as Clark Kent. I still can't believe that. It's amazing, like how different he looks. By the way, oh yeah, love Crypto. Look at Crypto. He looks so cute. I bet it looks a little animated. He looks a little animated, but you know what? I'll give it. Like it's fine. I'm fine with an animated Crypto. Lenny just finished it, and oh my god, yes, Lenny, tell us what you thought about it. It was scruffy. I'm thinking the new suit was made by Mr. Terrific, yes, and we do get Mr. Terrific in this, and it looks like they probably will animate his face mask because it needs to sort of like move with his facial expressions, sort of like what they do with the animated eyes on Deadpool. So I feel like that part of his garb is gonna be pretty much animated. We have Sword and Sorcerer in the chat. I haven't seen you before. It looks amazing. Yes, the trailer does look amazing. And the whole trailer looks and sounds punk rock because they literally just took the John Williams score, sounds like, and just tuned it to an electric guitar. So, John is like, we were gonna go live at 9:30. No, dude, I said we were gonna go live at 9. Sorry, I'm chatting this out live as John is trying to rush to get on the show. But we'll give him a few minutes. But yes, the shield on the cape does look bigger, right? It looks bigger. I mean, it's we saw that in the teaser to the teaser trailer yesterday, and I do like it. It's one of those things where if you think about it, it's like if you have one of those. I think it's like a couple of smartphones where you have a screen in the front, then you have like a little tiny screen in the back. It's sort of that. Like if you're walking up to Superman face on, you get the big crest, but you get a more like just a single color version, like slightly embossed in the back, so you know clearly who you're walking up to. It's the dude in the red cape. It's Superman. I mean, granted, the red cape usually people associate with Superman anyway, but the S, it just feels so essential. What I love here too is that Crypto has a cape, guys. Crypto has a cape. And Derpy's here. Hello, Derpy. How are you doing? He freaking did it. Yes, he did. I mean, you know what? James Gunn delivered. He promised it. He delivered it. The countdown back there is 0. If you haven't seen the trailer yet, then go out and check it out. Lenny's saying, Dan, have you heard that Kevin over at Marvel is dropping the Fantastic Four trailer? Is he? Is there a Fantastic? Somebody let us know. Is there a Fantastic Four trailer coming out today? If it is, I mean, usually all trailers drop at like 9 a.m. in the morning. I would be curious to see if somebody go look for that. Like, is there a Fantastic Four trailer out there right now? I don't think Kevin Feige would, undercut James Gunn that way. That's just not, who he is. Like, he's not petty like that. There's no reason to be petty like that, right? Essentially, James Gunn and Kevin Feige, they're friends. They're not just friends. They're very good friends. James Gunn, if it weren't for everything that happened with him getting fired and rehired by Disney, James Gunn would still be working for Marvel, and he would have been like probably Kevin Feige's right hand. So I do not think that Feige would essentially undercut James Gunn for the trailer. So by putting out something that's good, but and that movie, yes, it's coming out 2 weeks later. Why not just wait a couple of weeks to put that trailer out? I don't think it would make sense to try to compete in that way. It's not like when originally BVS and Civil War were going to release on the same day. I mean, even then they moved the dates. They didn't want to cannibalize each other's audiences.
Okay, I just would like to say for the record here that Dan's a liar. That's why I'm late. So just like to say that right now. I'm calling you out in front of everybody right now. He said 9:30, so I'm like, cool. I'll wake up at 9, watch Creature Commandos, and then we'll do both. But no, he's like, we're doing it at 9. I'm like, okay, I literally just got up. That's not cool. That's not cool, Dan.
I didn't say
just
that.
Throw me under the bus like that. I have the receipts.
We have to.
I have the receipts.
If anything, I might have said 8:30. But all right, you know what? Like, it's fine. You were here. Have you seen the trailer yet?
I have seen the trailer. I literally got up, watched the trailer. I'm like, okay, cool.
Okay.
I'm gonna watch Creature Tomatoes, and you're like, we're live. So I'm like, what do you mean we're live? And it says right here, here it says Dan Khan, 5:14 p.m. I was actually thinking if you're up for it, let's knock it out at 9:30 a.m. as soon as the trailer drops. It's right there.
I might have mistyped that. Okay, you know what? If I wrote that to you, then that is on me because I did not mean it to be. I mean, and plus, dude, we talked like yesterday after the show. But anyway, you're here. I want to get your thoughts. Lenny, TC24. Everybody's been wondering like what you think about the trailer. I mean, they were missing you. Like I've just been trying to hold it down. We got the main man in the chat. We got Lenny. Fiona's here.
No, the main man is here now. The main man is here now.
All right. Well, main man, tell us what you thought about the
I thought it
teaser
was fucking amazing. Of course I thought it was fucking amazing. It
trailer.
looks so fucking cool. It looks so dynamic. It looks so different. It doesn't just look like, it doesn't just look like Superman again. It doesn't look like, Man of Steel again. It just doesn't look like the same, but it still has like the feel of Superman, the feel of um this character that we all know and love. And I I loved it. Yeah. Hold on. What am I doing? I hold on. I hang on. I just need to my feet are cold and I need
Wait,
to do
hold
some
on.
breathing.
Okay, we got
Anyway.
Nelson in the chat saying Supergirl made a cameo. Where's the Supergirl cameo?
Okay, I only watched it once. I was gonna
I
watch it like 3 or 4 times, but like hang on. I
By the way,
gotta
Lenny
go.
Lenny believes you. Lenny's like, all right, John, Dan set you up to set you up. I'm like, dude, Lenny, I did not. For the record, that's not what happened. But I mean, okay, if, miscommunication, that's fine. I was just like, we're gonna watch the trailer live, you know. Uh, he's like, Lenny's like, oh, John, I'm sorry, you need new workers' rights laws in America. I mean, you know what? We can ask the new guy in the White House. I'm sure he'll be very sympathetic to the cause. Uh, Wait, Lenny's okay. By the way, John, before you hopped on, apparently the Fantastic Four trailer's dropping today as well, like this
I
very hour. I don't I
which
don't
is
get
such a
why.
which is
Why
such a
why would
fucking
you?
it's such a fucking dickhead move. You know that it's like, oh, Superman's dropping today. Well, guess what? Now Fantastic Four is dropping. So fuck you, Marvel. You could fucking suck a dick. Like eat a fucking dick.
That's exactly the kind of response. King G's like Superman is back. Yeah, I mean, look, this it
There,
looks
well, I mean, of
essentially
course, there's a lot of
Superman.
CGI. It's a
Yeah.
guy that flies around, has
Yep.
super strength.
Hey, you know what? We got Crypto the Super Dog. Did you like
Yeah,
Crypto?
yeah, that was great. He doesn't look grungy. Like I don't know what people's fucking
I mean, he's
problem
like,
is.
what's his breed? Somebody tell us. Like, I mean, of course,
He's
Superman's
probably
calling
just like
out
a
to
mutt,
him
like a white
like a mutt.
mutt.
Yeah, of course. You also get Jonathan Kent right there. We know who's playing him.
Yeah,
I love
Taylor
I love
Rooks,
how
by the
he's
way.
Crypto's bursting through the snow. And yes, I am trying to harken back to the fact that it is almost Christmas. It's almost Christmas. And Crypto's bursting through the snow instead of Santa Claus, of course, because he's got the red cape, guys. Crypto's coming in and
Okay,
he
I'm
shows up
looking because maybe it's in that
and he's
scene
got
where
the
he's
cape.
punching out of the glass cell. Maybe that's where he sees Supergirl. I don't see
I
not
mean,
seeing
dude, we
Supergirl,
get Lex
guys.
Luthor and we get Luthor Corp. Is this the shot? No, this is Superman. That's Superman. Let's get back here. That's Lex Luthor, of course. I remember this sequence, John. We talked about it
Oh,
all
we see
summer.
Stag Industries. Okay.
Where does it say that?
Like when
Give
Guy
me the time code.
Gardner like uses the ring.
Oh, when they're indoors, where they're inside. What's the
Yeah,
time
yeah,
code?
yeah,
Is that
yeah.
right there?
Yeah,
Right
you
there.
could. Yeah, hang on,
Okay.
because I'm literally going through like by panel. Yeah, there it
Oh
is.
shit, that's Stag Industries, and you can see this is that version of the suit where Superman sort of. I do wonder though, because it's sometimes when you're closer up, the suit looks like it's got more texture, and when you're farther away, I mean, it feels like there might be two suits here, right? Like I feel
Yeah.
like we're not just getting the one. Like Lex keeps saying, I'm willing to bet that there is, like essentially
By the way, that
one suit at the beginning of the movie, and then like a refined version that maybe like say Mr. Terrific works on or something like that. One of you guys suggested in the chat that.
the kaiju looks really fucking cool.
Right? I mean, if you finally know what that I had no idea what to expect from what that monster was gonna look like that they kept talking about earlier. So it just yeah. I mean, I don't know.
So yeah, we see the scene that a lot of people are like, oh, it's just staged. Um, you know, like the scene where he's putting on his boots, the first thing we saw of Superman, it's right at the 1 minute 48 mark where he's with Lois
By the way, remember
and the thing
this
is outside.
when he's going to the crowd. Remember that? Like I remember
Yeah,
when they
I
filmed that.
know Snyder cultists are just gonna fucking like oh look, they're copying the fucking Capitol scene from fucking BVS. Oh, they're copying the scene where fucking Henry Cavill goes through the mountain in Man of Steel. You know, fucking people are just
Well,
like
I mean, but like I said, there's only so many ways you can do certain things, especially when you're talking about like how do you
I
film
know, but I'm
Superman.
just like
And
here's the thing. I'm
yes,
getting ready mentally, so when these fucking assholes just fucking start like trolling everybody, then I gotta, I just gotta get ready. That's all. But yeah, Terrier mix, that's kind of the vibe I'm getting from Crypto, by the way, when you mentioned that before.
no trailer yet for Fantastic Four, by the way. We are, just anxiously searching the internet. But yes, Crypto does look like a Terrier mix. Thanks there, Fiona. It does give me hope. I mean, the only thing we didn't see. I'm not getting confused. Sue Storm, Fantastic Four. I'm getting myself confused. But as far as Crypto goes, the only thing we didn't see so far for him is like that he talks, because like obviously he's super fast. Let's talk about the power set of Crypto so far. He's super fast. He
Yeah,
wears a cape, which also has an S on the back. He's got the whole like the collar and everything. He's powerful enough that he's practically like gonna be dragging Superman across the ice.
that was fucking. He's like, help me out. That take me
He's like,
home.
take
I'm
me
like, oh my
home.
god, that was so fucking amazing. I fucking love that so much.
Yeah. And then this here, you see how they're doing the motion blur with like the movement? That feels less like the way they treated the Flash VFX in the Zack Snyder movies and more like the Quicksilver VFX in Avengers Age of Ultron, right? The way
Yeah,
that Superman moved, the way they show super speed. The main man saying velvet cinematography. Nelson asking, do you know the villain? John, we did see, of course, Lex Luthor in here. So I'd imagine that he is the villain of the movie. I mean, in what way does he have a kryptonite bullet there in his hand? Like, what do you think is going on? Did you get any hint as to what the story for the movie is going to be based on this trailer? This not the job of the teaser
no,
trailer to give you that story, but like, did you get any of that?
I didn't get anything in regards to the story. That's a good thing because I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to know about what the story is in the fucking teaser trailer. So, which as people said, it is 2 minutes and 20 seconds. I just noticed that
Yes.
now because I was just watching it.
Technically
So
219. They were off by a few frames, probably. YouTube,
no,
like,
no,
yeah.
because when when you upload to YouTube, it
It
takes away a second. I don't know why it
yeah,
does that, but it takes away a second. So it is 220.
yeah.
But yeah, this is just badass looking. Like we love this right here. This is fucking great. Like I don't know, it looks like a fucking revolver. Who
It
was
does look like
Superman fighting? Well,
well,
um,
it depends on where in the trailer you're asking, Nelson, because it looks like Superman. Well, in here, in this sequence, when you see the Terrifics or the JLI or the JLA, let's call them, the Justice League of America, coming to the
Lenny, Lex is up to no good. Yes, science.
yeah.
Yeah, bitch, science. That's the vibe I get when I
This
read
but
that
this
comment.
sequence right here, by the way, to me, this is where Superman's trying to help, or he has just saved Metropolis from that big kaiju, and then all of a sudden the military's coming to arrest him. Because remember, we saw that he's gonna get arrested, and that's where Frank Grillo's Rick Flag Sr. comes in.
An
Maybe
engineer and
an
maybe Ultraman.
engineer.
We didn't see Ultraman at all during this, which is
Yeah,
or whoever that fucking character is. Um, so that's cool. We didn't see the
yeah.
engineer. I don't think we saw the engineer. I mean, I haven't
I
seen
don't
it
think
like
so. We will try to do like a breakdown of
we
this.
saw Majorly Terrific. We saw Hawk Girl. We saw Guy Gardner. We didn't see Metamorpho either. Like poor Metamorpho. He's not getting
No, what?
uh
No, did we not see Metamorpho? There was like a little frame. Was that? I thought it was either Ultraman or it was Metamorpho. It was one of the two.
which one?
Somebody tell us the
Where?
time code.
And you could see the jetpack that Mr. Terrific was wearing in that
Yep,
scene.
yep.
It's SEG
There's
Industries, which is
There's
cool.
Hawk Girl. There's the kaiju. Of course, this sequence I was talking about
Yes, I was
earlier.
just mentioning that before. Yes. So that scene where because James Gunn did say, "Oh no, this is being shot on set," and you could see the collar. It
Mhm.
looks different, so you could clearly
I'm
tell
telling
that
you,
this
this
is a
is a more
different.
refined version of the suit. Whether
Yeah,
it's Kryptonian or whether this is like the suit that
Mr.
somebody
Terrific or
makes for
something.
him. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, would you care to speculate where that suit comes from? By the way, the chemistry of Clark, clearly they know each other personally. Like they know who these each other are. And then of course, the Fortress of Solitude. We are getting the crystalline structure of the old, not
All right,
like
which
the.
I mean, I can't.
I wasn't the biggest fan of
Here's the
it,
thing. Here's
but
the thing. Like the 1978 movie didn't invent this. It looks like this in the
yes,
comics, so it's not like it's and you can't let go of Christopher Reeve. No, it's like literally it's comic
yeah,
accurate, so you can't get like too. It plus it doesn't look as like crystalline like what I liked about the 78 version, it's clear like it doesn't look like ice. I mean, that was kind of what they had
yeah.
to do because it's not supposed to look real
Well,
because
the
it's
technology
1978. They
wasn't.
had to do like a model. It
Yes,
didn't look real. Like the
yes.
crystals looked alien because they
Mm-hmm.
looked so not. And that was the point. And on top of the fact they couldn't do much in 1970. This looks like ice. This looks like actual ice. So I like how even though it is similar to that, and I'm sure there was similarities to the 1978 film, but at the same time, it looks more realistic, which you can fucking do now because it's CGI. You can get away with that. So I like that how, okay, clearly they're borrowing from comics, they're borrowing from the original film, but not too much. Where it's like, okay, we're just ripping off that original. It's like, no, we're not ripping off the original 78 design. We're doing our own thing, but there's still some like tidbits where you could tell it's inspired, you know? So I like that as well. Although we don't
Yeah.
see the vault door. We don't see the
No, we
vault door that
don't.
was in the teaser to the
That's
teaser to the
true.
teaser.
We didn't get that. That is something that we're still missing. I wonder if that's something that they left out on purpose. If it is, because obviously they're gonna, the one thing by the way that I came across before we started up was there was a rumor, or not rumor. James Gunn pretty much said that there was only one shot from the teaser
I
from
did notice
yesterday.
that.
Like literally, pretty much none of that footage is in the actual teaser trailer. Which
Yeah,
to
I
me,
liked that.
again, great. The fact that they're using more of the footage, giving us more of a closer look than what we were expecting. We got Superman in the ice. We got a little bit of him flying into the sky. We
Lenny,
didn't
where do
get a
you
ton
see
of him
Cersei?
actually.
Where do you
Where
see
where's
Cersei?
Cersei?
Quite because she said Cersei question mark. And Lenny confirmed got Fantastic Four. No, time just heard it will be the same hour. I think they're talking
Same
about the Fantastic
hour.
Four
I
trailer.
don't
By
I
the
don't
way,
see
Mr.
it.
Terrific looks fucking great. By the way,
Right.
loving that. Where my boy Mr. Terrific is gonna get redeemed from the fucking god awful Arrowverse version. So like, way to go, man. You deserve it. Um, but yeah, of course, like because like there's like it's like the July superhero movies of next year. They gotta like fucking have the competition but I mean, I guess it's like deserving. I don't want to say deserving, but it's like James Gunn kind of needled a little bit because he was
hmm
like, "Oh, we finished filming on the same day that Fantastic Four started filming." And we did theorize that James Gunn actually waited until Fantastic Four started filming to
Yeah.
announce that Superman was done filming. We did theorize that. So
Yeah.
there is the
So
possibility that's
maybe
like,
maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's similar to that situation where I've been blaming you for like you were supposed to be here at 9, and then like it's maybe James Gunn and Kevin Feige are having a bit of back and
all right, let's get enough of
what?
that.
What
So
was that about? Get out of here! Come
it's
on.
rude. I was like
I
gonna be ready early. I set my alarm for 9. I was gonna be a good boy, and then
you can't
you know
set your alarm for 9 and then be on the show at 9. I'm just
I
saying,
set the
man.
alarm at 9 because I thought we were going live at 9:30 because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna watch Creature Commandos. So
Right. That's still kind of close. But anyway, let's talk about who else we see here. So of course we get a little bit of him flying into the sky, not nearly as much as what we got in the teaser. So again, they're not reusing the same footage. Then let's move forward. You get the suit. Of course, it looks like Lois is right beside him for that final fight. This I like the embossed logo on the back of the cape. By the way, I'm enjoying seeing that. Um, of course, July 2025. Let's get back. So Fiona had the question of who is who in the trailer. So of course we talked about Crypto. We have seen, of course, these sequences where they were filming in Cleveland. I still can't. He looks like Noah Centineo from The Recruit, and when he's got his hair on, right?
Oof.
He doesn't even look like David Cornsweet. Hunter Iggy's in the chat. Hello, Hunter. There's so many of you guys in the chat today. I'll try
Yeah.
to say hello to everybody. We got Mick Rip Prime. What a name that is. Bloody awful trailer. Looks typical Gunn. Can't believe you lost Cavill and MOS2 for this. I think this trailer works and it can exist at the same time as like the Henry Cavill Superman, did. You don't need to put one down to lift the other up is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And yes, Lex, you were talking about that shot. By the way, okay, you know what? I think I know where Metamorpho is. So here's an angry Lex, or move back. Oh, there. Isn't that Metamorpho? Is it?
Is
That's
it?
it.
Oh shit! I didn't
That's
realize that.
Metamorpho. So there you
Damn.
go. I mean,
I didn't
there's
fucking
question
recognize
answered.
him, and like, yeah, no, that is him because you could see the crystalline purple on the shoulder. Okay, because I'm like, who the fuck is that? Because
Exactly.
it's just the way that I imagine that he would look like. That he would be more like it would look more like a rock, like his face, like the white
Yeah.
face that he has, rather than like kind of the plant matter that they're kind of going with here. I know he has plant matter, but I didn't realize that would be the case. But yeah, it looks like fully CGI. I like the eyes. The eyes look really cool.
Yeah.
So
I don't know
yeah.
where this is, what environment he is in. He clearly looks like maybe he's like somewhere in the dark. How do you think Metamorpho figures into this movie? I imagine he's not going to have a huge role. But how do you think he factors into the story of the film?
I mean, he's probably going to be part of the Terrifics type, like Guy Gardner, Hawk Girl, and Mr. Terrific. I can imagine he'll be a part of that because he is closely related to Stag Industries.
Okay, so do you think this is connected to that sequence where Lex has got a gun in his hand? Like, do you think this is all taking place in the same environment?
What do you mean the same environment?
Like, are they in the same building? Is this part of the same scene? Like where you see Metamorpho sort of hidden
I
away?
could imagine, like, because I imagine him punching the window is like the same thing.
I
So,
could see that. I could see
like,
it.
I could definitely see that this is like an underground facility for Luther
Yeah.
Core.
What do you think about the first look that we get now at there you go, there's Guy Gardner. Like the guy
Hell yeah.
clearly, he's got a bit of he walks with attitude. You've got Hawk Girl flying. We get to see that. That looks like it's completely animated, but like, there's definitely elements of what's her name? Isabella Merced in there. Also, what do you think about the fact that Mr. Terrific there, he's got his flying suit on there?
Yeah.
We're
I
starting to
mentioned
see
he has
that.
that weird
I mean,
jetpack thing. I really
they
like
shot it
that.
practically, but I still wasn't like, I was like, just how much of the practical elements are gonna make it into the final film? At least in this teaser trailer, it looks like a lot of what we're seeing is practical. Like, I mean, obviously there's a lot of CGI. There is a lot of CGI. You can't deny that. You guys are pointing that out in the chat. But yeah, I mean, it looks great. Lex is saying he's got the purple. I thought it was Brainiac. No, well, I don't. I mean, that clearly is Metamorpho that we were looking at earlier. But John, what are your thoughts on again seeing the Terrifics, if we want to call them that, or the JLA in action? Like, you see, if this is how the Green Lantern CGI is going to be done. I mean, it's got to line up with what we're going to see in the Lanterns TV series, right?
Yeah, I can only imagine. Maybe not quite as good because this is like a big budget movie, but yeah, I can definitely see that.
Yeah, but they're making a show for HBO. I can't imagine they're gonna like spare any
Well,
expense
it's,
there,
I
right?
mean,
So
like, I'm just saying, like, big budget movie versus, small
big
TV
budget
show
TV
where
show.
it's going to be heavily on, like, the murder and grounded and
Yeah,
all that shit. So,
yeah. Well, I'm loving it so far. Let's see what else. I mean, the kaiju. How do you? The fact that this freaking kaiju is in the very first DCU movie obviously sets it apart from like the more grounded tone of Man of Steel. How do you approach this? Like, what is this? Do you think like how the movie begins? It certainly seems like this is going to be like a first act sort of a fight. You see how saturated the yellow of the fire is.
yeah.
When people are talking about like colorful, brighter, they wanted a Superman that was more hopeful. Every part of this seems like that's what we're getting here. What are your thoughts on
Yeah.
again just this creature fight that's probably going to be the beginning of the film?
Yeah, I think, I like the kaiju. It looks great. And of course, another, guy, who I used to be friends with and then I cut out because he was an asshole. he posted something that another friend of mine saw when we were going to be reviewing the trailer again later today. That's going to be on Cool Kids Movie Reviews, so stay tuned for that if my opinions change and we notice anything different. But he was like the guy who's like a full Snyder cultist, who's like a total asshole. He posted, he's like, and it's the shot where Superman's going through the crowd and people are throwing things at him, and it looks like, well, according to the chat, people think that the girl died. He couldn't save the girl, so he's like reasonably like depressed. And so and he posted, why is Superman looking depressed? Gunn doesn't understand Superman. He's not supposed to be like clearly sarcastic. It's like, all right, fuck off, man. Like, it's like context throughout the rest of the fucking trailer. He's like, okay, like,
I will say though, you
people are
don't see
fucking
Superman smiling a ton in this trailer, right? Like when you really think about it, in the beginning of the trailer, he is in the ground.
It's
pretty
almost like
much.
it's context or something.
It's it is. Well, I mean, to me, I would say the same thing about Man of Steel and BVS. I mean, yes, Superman. It was a much darker take on the character, more deconstructed and stuff. But it to me also came across as it was Superman in the story that they were trying to tell. Whereas here, I mean, I'm just saying, if you're looking if to somebody
I
who
think it's
has
just
that
embellished
criticism,
for animation. That's all. I think that's just embellished for animation.
yeah.
For the bigger
Yeah.
Superman shield.
I mean, look, this is why I still think that when we actually get the live action Wonder Woman, her suit may not exactly be what we saw in the Creature Commando show. They're gonna like go in and try to again design the characters a little bit differently, a little more exaggerated for animation. Like Frank Grillo, Rick Flag Senior looks. Of course, Frank Grillo looks like himself in the Peacemaker teaser, but he looks obviously with the gray hair a little different in Creature Commando. So I imagine there will be other differences like that. The other thing we've been talking about is like the Superman logo. You look at the logo here. There's clearly the yellow outside of the red S, and you see the suit looks charred, but it's got a little bit of detail. But then when you go later on in the movie, again when he's here with Lois, I mean it's hard to tell. I feel like the suit is different. It's not like there's a ton of
You can. I
changes
mean,
to
you can
it.
kind of see the collar. In case it gets a little chilly, he puts. It's raised a little
He's
bit.
gonna get fired by the Dark Knight eventually. He's gonna have one of those.
And you could see because like in the older one, he has like the notch, like where it's like that, and then this one's rounded, like it's just rounded. Because like I mean, if you go back to the original picture where we see that, it's like see, look how rounded it is. There's no notch.
I don't know if it's rounded so much. It's more maybe the way the suit is bending there. Am I wrong in saying that?
I don't know. The collar just looks round to me. It doesn't look like there's a notch in it. So.
Oh, I thought I was talking about the logo. The logo.
No, I was talking about the collar. My bad. I was just talking about the collar because that was the main thing I noticed. Like in the first image we saw of him, we saw the collar was rounded, and then there's like a notch. Like I don't know how to describe it. Like right where his like Adam's apple is. Like it.
You mean
like,
in the original image? Right
yeah,
there?
the original image it looks like rounded, and then in the later images we saw on set, it's like there's like a notch in it. So I think, I mean, it pretty much confirms that we're getting like a different kind of suit. And I'm really curious with what this is in the background.
I mean, we get it in motion. We see it here now in the trailer. It's
a lot of people
are
saying, oh, there's green, it's Guy Gardner. Oh, it's, the Sun
Eater,
Eater,
kind of
because they're
energy.
inspired by an All-Star Superman.
Yeah. What do you think this is?
Baravian troops.
Baravian? I don't know. How do you pronounce that? That's another fictional country and
Yeah. It's
like how do you, guys let us know in the comments, how do you think this figures into the story?
I mean, I think he mentioned that. I think he mentioned that at some point. It's in Europe. In the original comics, they said it's in Europe. And it was like there was it's like old school monarchy type um place, because there's a lot of like countries that don't exist,
Yeah.
um where like they survived the First World War, but not the second, because they first appeared in Superman #2 in 1939.
Hmm.
So, for us, like World War II was not happening. So, like there's that as well.
Right.
So, there's Earth 2, there's like the quality universe, all that stuff. So it's definitely like very old school.
By the way,
Because
we
like the
get
last it
like
was seen was 58. So
it seems like okay. Well, you know what? Now that we have crypto here, let's go back to that set photo. That's clearly not the same dog, but maybe they had
no,
a stand-in,
that looks like a
right?
Jack Russell Terrier.
Yeah. Whereas here, it's yeah. So clearly, I mean, not the same dog, obviously, but maybe it's a stand-in. Maybe I mean they were like again trying
But
to.
we all know, no matter what, he's a good boy.
He's a good boy. Burmy, gamer. We've got Strider
God, there's
Snake.
so many
So many,
names I
so
don't
many new
know, and
names.
this is great.
This is
Really
great.
fucking exploding
Superman
here.
wouldn't and shouldn't feel can hit his head. Again, not a good sign. I mean, look, the fact that this shows Superman bleeding at the very beginning, when I was watching when in my live reaction, I was like, oh my god, like somebody made Superman bleed. Was it Batman? Like it's do you bleed? You will. I don't think that's what happened here. It's probably somebody else or something else. Um, but then, of course, we got Strider Snake. Non-comic book readers are definitely gonna like this trailer. And he earlier said trailer was super mid. So look, we do have I don't know if we have really given it a rating yet, but we should get into that. But before we do, of course, you mentioned like, look, do you see the blue screen stand in there with when they blew up all of those things? Of course, they shot all these extras on set. You had
Hmm.
Christopher Reeve's son, Will Reeve there. We remember there was like a lot of
Yeah,
just kind of
guys, like
stunt
and
sequences.
subscribe. To all
So
the new people, you're gonna get this type of shit every weekday. So
yeah,
like, comment, and survive.
exactly. We are live 5 days a week for DC Daily. Today we might be live twice because we have to do a review for Creature Commandos
I already
episode
said I'm gonna be
4.
busy later, so we might have to do that tomorrow.
Yeah,
But
well, we may have to do that tomorrow. We'll figure it out. But by the way, we also got this fight here. A little bit of that fight with I don't know. Is that Ultraman? We kind of are thinking that's Ultraman. Like, what do you think? Let me put that on screen here. Sorry, I was still sharing the other
maybe we did
images.
see Ultraman or whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah, I mean that's the rumor according to the McFarlane toys that this is Ultraman, and clearly to have enough power to take on Superman like this, the fact that
Yeah, because it
he's
doesn't look like the engineer. It doesn't look
yeah.
like the engineer.
And no, we had behind the scenes videos of this. It was not the engineer. Clearly, it wasn't the engineer.
No, because there
It
was
was
like the one where engineer was like punching him across the
yeah.
thing. So
But then the
yeah,
engineers also there's like the engineers fighting Mr. Terrific or Hawk Girl, and then Ultraman's fighting Superman if I remember correctly. Nelson saying full trailer will likely come out at the Super Bowl. I think so too. We
yep,
agree with that assessment essentially.
yeah,
Lenny saying Dan like and subscribe to all newbies. I don't know why you're telling me to do that, but like I do understand what you mean. Yes, if you guys are new here and you're enjoying the content, we are here 5 days a
yeah,
week. Last night we were here for 2 hours analyzing the teaser. Now it's actually the actual teaser trailer.
yeah. We're
I
gonna
wonder
spend another
how
5 hours.
5 hours. Oh my
Fucking
god. I wonder how long we're gonna be here when the actual trailer drops in Super Bowl. Like we're just gonna like miss the second half of the Super Bowl just watching this from halftime onward.
yeah,
Um, but like, look, some of you guys are skeptical. So let's, like for example, Strider Snake saying, look, he's been wrong before, but always rooting for DC. So far it's not impressive. I will say that some of this stuff looks unfinished because
yeah.
some of these VFX will get better
I
because
mean,
of
yeah. There's
course we're
another
still
6 months to
exactly.
do. They've
So
worked on it for about 5. They
yeah,
have another 6 months to refine this shit. Now, it's entirely possible this is the type of, you know, like vision. This is the type of like vibe that we get. And honestly, I don't mind it. I don't like it's kind of like the rubberiness, but it like almost looks kind of intentional. Like maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know. But it like I don't know, it just like doesn't feel real. Like this feels like like the dynamic camera. It kind of looks like a tunnel vision fisheye lens a little bit, where it's like you have like the blurred background, but you see the focus on like whatever's in the center. So yay, Buster! I'm glad you
Buster
like
has
it.
entered the chat.
Like literally, like right when I got up my butt, another buddy of mine sent the trailer to our group chat, and he's like, "This." Everyone was like, "This is fire! This is amazing! This looks so good!" Like just every like comment, like the one was like, "There's little dialogue. I like how you let the visuals speak for themselves." And it's just like, let's get people excited, and I really liked that as well.
I mean, look, Nelson also has this. By the way, Burmy is saying maybe we can get more of the animated movie producers from DC involved. I don't know. Who's making the Batman the Cape Crusader? Bruce Timm. Isn't Bruce Timm involved somehow with the creative team at DC right now, or is he not so much with James
He's just
Gunn?
doing his own thing, thank God, because he's not ruining anything else. He's just ruining Batman Cape Crusader right now. So it's him, JJ, and Matt Reeves.
Yeah,
they're doing Cape Crusader. Yep. They're ruining that. So,
well, the main man saying this is my DC go-to for sure. Thank you. Well, we do appreciate that. Of course, you see the Metropolis Meteors baseball team logo. They filmed this in the Cleveland Guardians stadium, and then the logo very much looks like the Guardians logo. So I do like the fact that they're paying homage to that. Of course, the Cleveland Guardians are also Tom Hanks' team, which if you're an OG fan of Oh So Curious, we are lovers of Tom Hanks on this channel. He's America's uncle or America's dad?
Yeah, the main man. Finally, a Superman movie that will be fun for everyone. Yeah.
By the way, Nelson suggesting that sequence there, that's actually it's Metamorpho fighting Superman. What do you think, John? Is that it?
Which one?
Do you think it's Metamorpho in the suit? Because now that we've seen
that was pretty much confirmed. It's not. I don't think it is.
Yeah, because we never quite saw him with the helmet off, and even if he was, like, I bet you it was probably a stuntman. Like, Anthony Carrigan doesn't have to be there for that.
This is giving. Yeah. This is gonna be a fucking crazy reference. This is giving me Sky High vibes.
Sky High. Oh yeah. But Sky High was probably riffing on like the classic DC.
No, I know, panels, but right? It's kind of like giving me the ending vibes, and I really like that. Like, because honestly, I don't care what anybody says. That movie's fucking goated. Like Sky High is better than the vast majority of the MCU. Disney already perfected the superhero formula before they even had the rights to that shit. So Sky High for the win.
Yep. I mean, look, we don't have to be like suck at Marvel. DC,
okay, we don't. Like, we don't have to be suck at Marvel. Like, it's just like
you don't get a yuck on somebody else's.
It's healthy competition. Like,
it's good.
I was mainly joking before, like, oh, fucking Marvel, fucking releasing the Fantastic Four. It's like it's healthy competition. Like, both of these movies are gonna get released in July. There's gonna be some. It's Marvel and DC, even though I don't like Marvel and DC like versus, like they should be like, because once we're gonna maybe get two great movies, hopefully both movies are great in July, and we're gonna get two awesome superhero movies in that time frame. So awesome, we're gonna get the because I mean it makes sense. I mean, was it Fantastic Four comes out 2 weeks later?
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, that kind of makes sense that they would like, okay, let's take advantage. Like, oh, everyone's going over the Superman trailer. Let's go with the Fantastic Four trailer and like, see like, yeah. So I think that's kind of the vibe they're going for. Like, oh, it's healthy competition kind of thing. I don't like it, but it's like, whatever. I'm not gonna lose sleep over it. I already lost enough sleep.
Manolo loves, by the way, Sky High. Guilty pleasure of his. I do enjoy watching Sky High every once in a while. But
I'm not guilty. I don't feel guilty for liking it because that's a genuinely great movie. So
it is a good movie. Lenny asking you about the Fortress of Solitude. If you saw robots, there were robots in this.
I mean, that would make sense because that's very All-Star Superman, and that's a heavy influence.
Well, let's see. It's right here. Oh, you know what? There is. This was clearly a shot of a robot with it. That looks very retro-futuristic.
Kellex. Kellex and the rest of the.
It's so different from what we got in Man of Steel. I personally prefer the sci-fi vibe of Man of Steel, but like I'm gonna give this a shot.
Even when I watched the movie back in 2013, I never liked the like weird like medieval fantasy type. This looks very retro futurism sci-fi, and that's I feel what James Gunn was talking about. This will line
up well with Fantastic Four as well because they're going for the exact same effect.
Because I mean, but yeah, but it's also I mean, they are doing that because apparently they're bringing in Herbie into Fantastic Four, so we're getting two cutesy
we are.
robots.
Yeah. Yep.
Um, so that's pretty awesome, and this
Yep.
looks practical to me, but obviously,
Oh, you know what? Okay, by the way, before we get to Nelson, just pointed out something very, very interesting. But before we, yeah, Angelic, it's not. It doesn't look like GI Robot. I mean, could it be GI Robot? But we got people noticing something, John. We've got something interesting here in this frame. Nelson saying there are no trunks, and you know what? You're right. Where's the bulge? Where's the bulge? If Fiona's asking the same, where is the bulge, John? I mean, it's those trunks are pretty damn big, and you do not see them here. Do you think like Superman only puts those trunks on when he's out like in front of like other people in the public eye? I don't see the trunks, man. Where are the trunks?
maybe I don't
Like
know,
clearly there's no trunks.
or maybe somebody ripped them off. Maybe they're not actually connected to the suit.
Well, they do clearly look like they're like an add-on. The way it's done is like they're loose, and which would again fit the
Fucking
motivation
diaper
behind it.
man, fucking
The what?
like because people, oh look, he looks like he's wearing a diaper. It's diaper
He's wearing a
man, like instead
diaper.
of Superman, and it's fucking stupid. Um, but yeah, I'm loving this. This is great. Like, but
I'm trying to
honestly,
find this
like, it
image
would
so we
be
can zoom
interesting
in.
if
We
like
have to investigate. This is Bulgegate happening live. Um, let's see. Where's the shot? Where's the shot? Here's the shot. Okay. I'm gonna see if I can like find this. Let's see. No, but we gotta. I think that's a good point. Like there is literally no trunks. So do you feel that really gives away the fact that ultimately we're not gonna get the trunks part of the suit is not a permanent fixture. Like that's only something we get for, I don't know, like for parts of the movie where he's trying to be in Metropolis and of course be friendly with the folks, as it were. Like do you feel like that's pretty much what this means? Um,
maybe like I can see like, oh, the trunks got ripped off type of thing. So
I don't know though, man. Like ripped off, like so if that is what happens, then that would imply that the trunks are pretty much the only part of the suit that are like human, maybe maybe if the rest of the suit is Kryptonian. I don't know, like
maybe.
because clearly here we go. Now we get a closer look at this. Um, so right there, if you keep zooming in a little bit, there we go. Let's enhance. I clearly you see the seams of the pants, but I don't see any trunks, man. There's no trunks. Where's the bulge? And I'm telling you know what? And that's a perfect example of the bulge is not that prominent if you take the trunks away. So Manolo Rivera, by the way, saying calling him Diaper Man is not the diss that you think it is. I agree.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You know.
Mighty Heroes was a great cartoon. Fair enough. Yeah, absolutely, man. Um, we do of course in this suit when in the third act of the movie he has the trunks back on. So I don't know. Like you said, maybe it is probably more likely that it just they got ripped off at some point. Like that's probably what happened.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just kidding.
Strider Snake asking, why do I feel like he got the suit at the loose fit section? I mean, this is the other thing. The first time you see Superman in this trailer is when he's in the ice, and he does look like he's wearing a diaper, right? And he's sort of in a fetal position. So I do sort of see like some of the criticism there. But yeah, John. One of the other criticisms that some of the guys in the chat are saying is it just feels like a lot of this has like a blue tint on it. A lot of the movie has like this blue tint. It doesn't necessarily like look like what is that about? So I wanted to just ask you, do you feel like that was something that bothered you, something that you really noticed?
I didn't really
Or
notice it until now. I mean, I noticed. I mean, it makes sense for it in the Arctic, but I don't know if that really
Maybe it's also like the early color grading is just like this. Like, they will eventually, once we get the final look in the movie, it looks different. I mean, is that possible? That this is just, again, the way. Again, we're not getting a very finished version of this movie. By the way, if anybody does find that they are putting out a Fantastic Four trailer today, which I find it to be highly unlikely, that James Gunn would be undercut by Kevin Feige. Kevin Feige wouldn't do that to him. Like the guys know each other. I mean, and if they were, there's no reason for them to put out two trailers at the same time. And quite frankly, we're at the top, almost at the top of the hour, and we have not seen the trailer. So Lenny, if you do come across it, let us know. We would love to see where that lands. But John, like, what was the most unexpected part of this trailer for you? Like, what was the part of this trailer that you were like, man, I did not expect to see that in the teaser trailer, let's say.
I didn't expect the room where the set photo was taken. With like the first one, like the first Superman image we saw of him putting his boots on.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that to be featured in the trailer.
Right, which that clearly looks like it's a third act scene, right? A lot of this looks like it would be in the first act, like when he's there saving the Metropolis from the monster, and then the JLA showing up. A lot of that feels like it's in the first act of the movie. Even maybe where he gets tossed into the ice, right? But like there's a couple of elements here where you start to wonder, because a lot of the Metropolis stuff I bet you is in the first act of the movie. So I would myself was surprised that we got, but then again, like if they already put the image out, maybe do you think like that's why they felt comfortable being like, okay, we'll put that out first, like it doesn't matter, people have already seen the image, so they kind of know that that scene exists. Even though we get in the background like some kind of energy is like jostling that ball of glowing plasma in the sky. So there's that. What else did you see here that you were surprised by? I mean, I personally was not expecting to see a shot. Speaking of which, I wasn't expecting to see a shot of Jonathan Kent, and we didn't get Martha.
That was another thing I didn't expect.
There was no Martha. There was Jonathan, but there was no.
Yeah, fuck Martha. Martha. No, but like that kind of is doubling down.
Martha. Why'd you say that name? Sorry.
That's doubling down on the the father-son story that they're going for here. So, I really liked that as well.
Yeah. I mean, that was definitely something that I did not expect to see. Let me see, where is it in the trailer? It's
I have a feeling that he'll, like, after he gets hated for maybe accidentally killing the girl, or he didn't save her, he might go back home and he's like, hey Dad, I need some fatherly advice. That's like the vibe I'm getting from this. Like he's like, he's like hated, like he let somebody die, now he's like feeling that on his conscience, and he's like, Dad, I need some advice, like can you help me out? And like that's like the vibe I'm getting. Like he looks saddened, but yeah, he's like, I can't, and he's like, Dad, can you help me out? And that's like, I really like that. Like it's just like this, like kind of like awkward hug, but it's still like a hug, and I really like that. Like it's just like I'm excited for Pruitt Taylor Vince's portrayal. Like I know he's a very good actor. I haven't seen him in a ton of stuff, but he was real, like I remember a very different movie, but he was really good in Jacob's Ladder. Like even though he wasn't in that movie a ton, he was very good in that movie. So I'm excited for what the type that he has to bring here, type of podcast. Hopefully he doesn't like, don't worry son, I'll please let me die in this tornado because reasons.
No,
let's
I will defend that. It was just he believed that would give it, because again but it was kind of nebulous just how fast Superman could move in those movies, or maybe it was like that he got more like he got faster as he grew up because he was worried that people were gonna see, or it's not even the thing that people were gonna see.
It's just
half the town knew he was Superman. I'm just saying,
just low hanging fruit. That's all. You don't have to get it on. You don't have to get heebie-jeebie about it.
You know what, man? Just.
And Lenny is saying they released promo images today for Fantastic Four, not a trailer. So, and Lenny's still, which I still think is pathetic, to be honest. And then Fiona's like, they have matching flannel.
You
It's
know
like,
what?
yeah, they're farmers. Of course they wear flannel.
I think I have both versions of the flannel, believe it or not. So there's new set photos out. I don't know if we have anything that's super. By the way, for Fantastic Four, I don't know if where this exists, Lenny, but definitely let us know. We could probably discuss it on MCU Weekly when Liz is on. Um, People are saying, okay, MCU fans in love with the new teaser. What teaser? I mean, by teaser, do you mean like there was a new set of images teasing? Because I don't see a new trailer anywhere. But I mean,
Lenny,
guys,
why do you got to bring that up?
I don't know. I just don't see why they would do that. It wouldn't make any sense to me that Marvel would again try to undercut.
Fiona, John, you read that exactly in the tone I meant. Yeah, of course you did. It's just like with the emoji. It's like it looks cute. Like, yeah.
I will say, like, there's that scene with the kid with the Superman flag planted. It seems like they're dealing with the whole idea of like the symbolism, the imagery of Superman.
Yeah,
Like this looks like a
it
third
looks
world
like
country.
the soldiers of Iwo Jima.
Yeah,
Definitely, it looks like that kind of vibe.
it's definitely kind of dealing with some of the same themes that Man of Steel or BVS dealt with, but doing it seemingly in a very different context. Which, like you mentioned earlier, context matters. Um, I personally, by the way, that sequence earlier that we were talking about where Superman's walking through a crowd, do you think that he couldn't save anyone? Because we've seen behind the sets photos. I mean, oh, that dude's ready to just throw like a can of soup at him. But it's like we've seen the behind the scenes photos, and it's like he's bringing a lot of kids down from and from wherever he picked them up from.
Maybe that was
the kaiju
earlier
was
in the
gonna step
film
on
or
him or
later in the
something.
film. So maybe that's just like at a different point, because this might be something different. Like, because people get very, they harp on like that's what society is like. And I'm not just talking about a Superman context. I'm just talking about a normal context of that you can do, like, I don't know what the quote is, but he's like, you can do a million positive things, but everyone will just focus on the one negative thing you couldn't do. And that's definitely the case here. Like, he could have saved like 10 kids, but he didn't save the 11th. And that's what people will harp on. That, like, in terms of like the context, that, maybe it's not the girl that gets hit by the oxygen tanks. Maybe it's like, or like whatever, the orange things, the orange tanks. Maybe it's another kid that he couldn't save. And the fact, and that might be the thing, the driving force behind the idea of Superman, of like, you can't save everyone. Like, maybe Superman up until this point has the ability to save everyone. And then on top of the fact that we're not getting Pa Kent dying, which is where Superman learns he can't save everyone. Maybe this will be the driving force of, you can't save everyone. And even someone like you with all this power and all this, being the best of us, you can't save everyone. And
do you
like,
feel like
you can't
this
be
is
around
where,
the world
like
forever.
this is where, no, fair enough. I mean, and because obviously here it looks like they're Green Lanterns trying to stop the people from getting in. It feels reminiscent of when all like Joker sets a bounty on that lawyer who's trying to blackmail Bruce Wayne, and then like all of a sudden he's got to get escorted out by the cops from like the Wayne Enterprises building.
Yeah, gotta bring up Dark Knight.
It's the greatest comic book movie of all time. Like, what can I say? But like, do you think this is where?
But
Superman
it's definitely.
Yeah.
What? Sorry to cut you off. I'm really sorry. But like, I was thinking about this, and now that we're talking about it again, I could say it again. But I like this, how this is very like, shows the difference between the two of them in like the little context we've gotten.
Right.
And like, we know something bad happened. He couldn't save everyone. We did see a building falling, so maybe Superman couldn't save the building.
Right. Well, that, or like somebody gets crushed and he can't get to everybody.
Yeah,
like,
it's maybe, like, fucking Captain America Civil War with, Scarlet Witch dropping the building.
Yeah,
But it
no,
looks like, you
that's
know
pretty
how
rough.
like
Yeah.
clearly we see like Superman's just avoiding the people. He just runs inside of either
Hmm.
Stag or City Hall or whatever. It looks like, like I think he's going into Stag Industries. I think that these are connected.
Right.
Um, how he's just avoiding the people. Meanwhile, Guy Gardner, being Guy Gardner, just fucking shoots a beam of light. He's like, "Shut the fuck up, assholes!" And he's just shooting a beam of light at them.
Yeah.
Like, "Don't come in, you fucking assholes! Like, don't come in here." Like, that's very like how the heroes that aren't Superman are reacting to the people
Hmm.
versus Superman.
It's sort
I
of
thought
that
that was
it's
a interesting.
yeah, I was exactly that's what I was hinting at. Like, I have a question for you. Like, we've been
Mm,
talking about how Guy Gardner is gonna be this like douchey person this whole time. Do you feel like in this sequence, Guy Gardner's sort of like, hey man, like you hear Superman dealing with failure for the first time in a way that he hasn't dealt with it before. Sort of just, and Guy Gardner's like, well, look, like these are the harsh realities of the work that we do, and it's time to kind of like grow up and accept a little bit more of our actions have consequences, and sometimes the same people we're trying to save, are the ones who blame us for, I don't know, not doing it right or something. It's that theme has been explored before, but I'm just saying, like, clearly this trailer kind of hints at it. So is Guy Gardner potentially somebody who's, while he's douchey and like maybe not necessarily the most likable person, do you think by virtue of what we're seeing here, again, very little to go off of, but is he more pragmatic? I'm just trying to figure out, like, do you feel like Guy Gardner is not as unlikable as we initially thought or speculated?
I mean that could be the case because I mean, I like Guy Gardner isn't like a total piece of shit. Like there is a
Yeah.
reason he's a Green Lantern. Like, yeah, he's like loudmouth and he gets one shotted by Batman and all that. And like, but like there are multiple versions of that. Like Justice League International did have the like hard headed kind of idiot douchey Guy
Mm-hmm.
Gardner. And um so there is like that, but the thing is it brings it up to the fact that there's a reason he has the Green Lantern ring. Deep down, he's still, he has the willpower, has he's still like human below everything, and he's still a good hero. And so I think that we're gonna might be getting something a little bit of that as well. So I think that's a good, you know.
Yeah. So do you think that Stag Industries is the employer of JLA, or how does that figure in? Is Maxwell Lord involved somewhere along the way? Like, are they working for Lord? Are they working for Stag? Why are they already in the building? Like, because I know they were Remember when they were filming this? This was one of the last days that they shot all this stuff inside the building, and like it was kind of cornered off, and we didn't really get set photos of this. This is the first time we are seeing any of this.
Mhm.
But all we
Well, it's
got were
all
like people
inside. We
banging
never
on
saw
the
anything
windows from
inside.
the
Yeah.
outside, so we did get to see that. But yeah, does this give you any more of a hint as to where like the JLA fits into the picture?
JLA. You mean
I'm
JLL?
guessing that's what this is, right? Are they the Terrifics? What are we calling them?
I don't know. I don't think we're getting Justice League stuff in this. I don't think we're going to get the name. I don't think we're going to get anything because that's what James Gunn said. We're not setting up future movies with this. We're not. So, yeah, that could a very like Guy Gardner talk. But I don't. Yeah, I don't think that. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be getting anything Justice League related because it just seems like that. Oh, that it's like grinding
But dude,
BVS
they,
to a
they
halt to give
shot
us
at
little bits and pieces of. Oh,
they
look,
shot at
Barry
the Hall
Allen.
of
Oh, look,
Justice. I'm just
Aquaman. Oh, look,
saying.
Cyborg. So you
Like,
know,
if they like, do you think that they shot at the Hall of Justice for like what, like, was that maybe the end of the movie? Is that because, like, if
nah, that
that they're
could be.
not,
I mean,
you know
remember in the Arrowverse, the what they used for the Hall of Justice was like a warehouse, and
like
like, oh,
like
okay,
yeah, yeah. No, you're right. Oh, wait, we got another new name in the chat. We got Bucktopus. That's a cool name. I think Lord wants to build his own JLA, says Bucktopus, but never is able to get it off the ground. Our heroes will step in and do it themselves. And the comics guy was hot-headed and a douche, but he was still human and knew when his cocky jokes weren't needed, and he
yeah,
needed to be a good person. So yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
maybe we're getting
So yeah, because I know.
yes,
Well, the thing is, I know James Gunn
like what Lenny
loves
said. Yeah.
JLI. He loves that run. So,
Hmm.
so we might be getting like, because the thing is about Guy Gardner, what they did with Post Crisis is like pre-Crisis, he was just, he was a very different character. Like post Crisis, they made like J.M. DeMathias and and Dan Jurgens. They pretty much, changed
Yeah.
a lot of. And so we see Fiona being proven wrong. Um,
Is she?
we and so I think, well, yeah, right here, literally, it's on the
It
screen.
is super. It is Superman and Lois, but it is also like they know each other. So like it's like Lois probably sees him as Clark. Like she,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe in public she doesn't call him Clark because obviously that
Oh,
would throw his cover.
obviously, like instead of
Um,
like in like Amazing Spider-Man 2, Peter. Shit.
yeah,
And
that was one of
that
the
was
best.
ad-libbed by Emma Stone too. She
That
didn't
was
mean to
so
do that.
good. It's one of the best moments in the. I'm telling you, the Amazing Spider-Man 2 is underrated. Like it
I
is
don't think it's
so
that
much.
bad. I don't think it's that
It's
bad. It
it's
has a
so
lot
much
of
better than people give it
problems,
credit for.
and you could tell it was hacked to pieces in editing, but
That third act was a little truncated, but yeah.
I still think it's like a decent movie. Um,
By the way, this is the image. Like John, you just shared it with me. This is the promotional stuff we got, which
yeah.
for Fantastic Four. We'll get into that later for Also Curious. It
Yeah, it
does
looks
look
cool.
very essentially Fantastic Four. Like it looks more of the throwback to the classic of the comics.
Yeah.
So yeah, but
It
no,
looks
I
like the
mean
sweater. I like the sweater.
yes.
That's cool.
I mean, you know what? Christmas did come early, a whole week early. We got the trailer. That is
God,
fantastic.
fucking Christmas is in a week. God, it feels
Not even.
so
It's like
fucking
6 days
real.
away now. It's
It's
literally
6 days
6 days away.
away.
I
I
can't.
literally just ordered Christmas gifts yesterday. I've been
Dude,
bad this year.
honestly, I still am surprised that we were like, what was it, like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. last night? Like we did an over 2 hour long show, and we're here in the morning like marveling at this. Like it shows, if any, if not,
Marveling.
we're DCing at this trailer. If anything, it shows like that, we're here and we will be here. We will lose a lot of
Yeah.
sleep
Fiona,
to
like
get you.
James Gunn more or less confirmed that they know each other.
Yes.
They know she knows that Superman is Clark, which
Yes.
like, and they're in love, and it's like, oh, thank fucking God. Like that,
Yes,
I
this was one
like
of the things from yesterday, right?
say
Yeah.
what you will about Man of Steel. That movie has a lot of problems, but I like how they didn't do the will they won't they. Like, don't get me wrong, I
They
love
didn't.
Christopher
Yes.
Reeve. I love Margot
It
Kidder.
was a much
I
more
love all
like,
that.
realistic adult take on the whole thing of like, okay, they know each other. He saved her from dying, and then she
Like,
was more
obviously
interested
she
in
would like
him. She got him a
recognize
job.
him because he wasn't wearing like all that stuff. So yeah,
Exactly.
it's I liked that. I like how
Yeah.
that's just like welcome to the planet. Like, yeah, see what you did there.
That was very
See,
clever.
Zack
And then
Snyder has
then
jokes,
Henry Cavill hits you
guys.
with that like amazing smile, and then and we ride off into the sunset. The credits roll,
And
and
it's
the
so funny.
like the
It's
music.
so fucking funny. Like every time I've showed my mom like anything from this movie, like she either says one of two things. Well, he's not Christopher Reeve, or like, well, he's not as hot as Henry Cavill. I'm like, okay, this is a new guy, Ma. Why you gotta fucking act like that? Like this
I
poor
mean,
guy. Like he
maybe
looks good.
maybe we'll grow to love David Cornsweet the same way. For those of us
I
who are
already
still
love
concerned,
him. I already love
he's
him. Every Superman is correct. So
yeah, yep. By the way, I am trying to like put together. Oh my god, I put together a huge compilation of some of the best images from the trailer. We'll see if we can like get this to you guys somehow, maybe through the community section if it lets us do that.
I'm gonna drink.
But guys, just tell us in the chat, what is your rating for this trip? Let's do this right now. It's kind of like if you're a fan of football as in soccer, like you'll do like player ratings. Let's do a trailer rating, shall we? Let's talk about how
10 out of
good
10. Let's
10
go.
Okay, so let's do it on a scale of 10. We're gonna do it on a scale of 1 through 10, with 1 being, oh my god, this was terrible, to 5 being, that was mid, to be 10, wow, Christmas came early. So tell us in the chat, from out of 10, what did you guys think about the trailer? Fiona's like, haha, Mama John looking for the abs and the bulge. I mean, like there's also, of course, if you don't want the bulge, there is a bulgeless version of the character here too. I don't mind it. I mean, it does the way the suit is designed. I think without the trunks, it will look a little awkward. I think the way they designed the Man of Steel suit, they were definitely like doing it with like the idea that there wasn't gonna be trunks. But clearly with this one, the trunks, like you said, do help to kind of break up the blue in the
Yeah.
suit.
And it looks like the belt is like gold here, not yellow. So there's
I
that
think
as
that's
well.
more of just the lighting, maybe, or like it's just a lot of dirt.
It
and
looks
grime.
shiny though.
Yeah.
It looks very shiny.
Yeah. But let us know in the chat. What do you guys? What's your rating for this trailer, guys? Out of 10. Out of 10. We're looking at out of 10. How do you?
Fiona just being like 7. Like, wow.
Trailer.
Damn. All right. Nelson 11. The main man 10 exclamation point. Yeah.
Nice. All right. So we're getting good numbers. Okay. All right. So yep. Fiona with the 7 out of 10, guys. Let us know in the chat. We want to know. John, in the meantime, tell us what was your rating for the trailer?
100 out of 10. I already posted it in the chat.
That doesn't really count. Like, so you're saying? Oh, okay, great. You're just speaking on behalf of the whole Osakiri's.
Yeah, that's a good point, Lenny. It's like I want more. Like we want more. Like I want to see a full trailer tomorrow. I want to see the final trailer the next day, and then just like we get a trailer every single day. Like
every single day. Now James is gonna show up and he's gonna give us another teaser to the teaser trailer.
No, that's fair, Lenny. Like I could, but I'm still giving it a 10 because I really liked.
I mean,
a lot
9.5 for Lenny only because I need more. Perfect. Yeah, that's a good reason to give that. That 0.5. You can't ever be completely perfect.
Also, apparently, wait, Lenny, what are you saying is fake? Are you talking about the Fantastic Four image? Or are you just saying that's fan art or something?
I don't know if that's fan art. Is that fan art? Do I still have it up? I do have it up. This looks.
I mean, I can't read it because I don't know. Is this Spanish or Portuguese? I don't know, but
I hit translation, but then all of a sudden everything disappeared. So I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know where this is. This is not obviously the official Disney account, but we'll see. I'm sure we'll be watching this trailer over and over again. I didn't want to like play the trailer while we were like live because obviously that's
demonetized.
That happened in the early days
crypto,
of the
7 out of 10 for the rest.
So okay, all right, okay. Fiona has revised her rating. Here's my take on this trailer. I think this teaser trailer, having seen it so far once, and I'm sure I'm gonna watch it again several times, so my opinion may change over time. But watching the trailer right now, this looks like the movie is still unpolished. Some of the color grading, some of the VFX and the CGI looks like it's unfinished. The story beats, you get a lot of the essential points of what they're trying to get across in this movie.
It's fan art. All right.
Right. Well, there you go. So it looks like Marvel is taking a backseat. Kevin Feige is letting this day be one for the DCU.
What I would be willing to bet that it was like a lot of like haters being like, "Well, we're getting Fantastic Four today. See, Marvel, we're getting Marvel today." Guy like trying to take away from this. I could definitely see that.
This, by the way, it looks like it's similar to remember when we had like Lex Luthor, Nicholas Hoult with like the hood, walking around on set hiding from everybody. It looks like this is from maybe when they were filming the cuts on his forehead and head. But yeah. So to me overall this trailer, by the way, the stuff behind him looks pretty retro, all the computers. Like a lot of buttons and stuff, more practical. Do you think this is the building he's trying to save? I don't know. Now I'm getting distracted by the visuals of this movie. By the way, it's really cool to see you see Mr. Terrific with his powers. I don't know who's shooting at him. Those look like some sort of advanced military like gear. People like similar to the guy who's taken on Superman. I don't know, like these guys. Obviously, you got the terrific bots in the air. We haven't talked about that. I'm excited to see that. But this trailer overall, here's what I'll say. I thought.
And we see the T-spheres. I just noticed that. We see
that's what I was telling you just now. Is that I call them the terrific bots.
Sorry, I was going. I was opening up Max and setting up for Creature Commandos.
Yeah.
So that's what.
All good. If you want, by the way, John, I'll head out and you can watch Creature Commandos live and react and keep going. It's up to you, man, completely.
I mean, that's
um,
definitely one way to do it.
if you want to, if you guys want to stick around and have John, like do a live watch along with John for Creature Commandos, John is
Yeah, obviously I can't show it on screen, but
yes.
like, yeah.
You can talk about it as you do it. um, what was I saying? So my take on the trailer. I mean, look, there's a lot to digest here. Quite frankly, we've been live for how long now? What has it been? Over an hour? I don't even know what our runtime is on this show. But yeah, I think the first Man of Steel trailer did more to get me excited because it sort of the score in this is great. I love the punk rock feel. I personally felt more inspired by the Man of Steel first trailer, and it was just this
I will
very
say
heavy
the first
character
two,
based.
the teasers, both the Pa Kent version,
Yeah,
and the Jor-El version, because there was
yeah,
both of them where they both had that
yeah,
narration, that was a really good trailer. Like, say what you will about the movie, and the movie was not great, but that original trailer was good. I will say the Superman Returns teaser trailer was also really, really good, where he's like flying through the air as like a teenager. That was really good too. So
yeah. I'm just saying, for me, the first teaser trailer for Man of Steel felt more of like more inspirational and more like this to me. Even though the music kind of ties it together, you get a lot of really really good elements, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. The Man of Steel trailer just hummed and hymed. Like it was like the rhythm to it, like the first one. It was like the Hans Zimmer score. It was just more poignant, and it was very much like we're getting a Clark Kent. It was also the first new Superman that we got that was not connected to Christopher Reeve. So there was, I mean, it was a different time, granted, and obviously I was, at a different time in my life. Um, Nelson
yeah,
asking who's better,
fucking
Reeve
11
Superman or
years
Cavill
ago,
Superman? I know.
soon to be 12.
Miraculous saying I was gonna say peak. I'll go with a 9.5 for the teaser. I know, Lenny, that they tanked the universe didn't work out, and you know what? Quite frankly, Zack Snyder shouldn't have been given the reins because he wasn't really there to make an entire cinematic universe. He sort of got thrust into that position, and
I
he did
mean,
what he wanted
well,
to do with it, but it wasn't obviously what DC would have liked.
I mean,
And
according to David
Warner
S.
Brothers.
Goyer,
Yeah.
they originally wanted Tony Scott to direct Man
Right.
of Steel, which would have been a better fit, but he killed himself before he could do that. So they couldn't, unfortunately, they couldn't get Tony Scott, which he would have been great for Man of Steel. Like the vibe, like,
Yeah.
Top Gun and, giving that vibe of like, definitely really great.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, okay, so I like a lot of these sequences of being in the Arctic. It looks very similar to what we got in Man of Steel. The aspect ratio is much taller. It's more made film for IMAX effect rather than which Zack Snyder ultimately got as well. Of course, him going to the snow and the way the trailer starts. I just for me personally, I enjoyed the first Man of Steel trailer more because it just connected with me more on an emotional level than this one did. But this one was exciting because it gave so much more for you to enjoy, and quite frankly, this movie has a lot more going on. It seems like than the Man of Steel movie did, which as for as long as that movie was and as much as it ground as it covered, to me it feels like this Superman movie is doing a lot more work to establish the world of Superman than what Man of Steel did, where Man of Steel really like the Daily Planet was a very small part of that movie. Now, of course, I know that making comparisons could be a fool's errand because they're two very different movies. What is it like? Not 14 years apart, but like 11 years apart, right? So it's they're two very different times, two very different directors, two very different actors. I like the logo here, by the way. You're getting the yellow outside of the S very clearly. But still, this trailer was great as a first teaser trailer. I enjoyed it thoroughly. You guys saw my live reaction as we were watching it right at the beginning of the show. If you stop by later, then you can be kind and rewind and go do that. You can even see you can look at the incredibly loose suit and tie that he's wearing when he's working at the Daily Planet. And what's the name of the guy from SNL? Well, Steve Lombard, right? He plays Steve Lombard. You see that in there? He's walking around like the guy owns the place, and then Clark is like wearing a suit that is probably 3 sizes too big for him. So you're getting something that is more comic accurate, much more essential Superman. So I do appreciate that. I think from just my personal taste, I enjoyed the first Man of Steel trailer more. That almost looks like Millie Alcock on the TV screen there, but I don't think that is her.
No, that's not
No,
her.
that's not her. Um, but yeah, it looks like Clark Kent is already working at the Daily Planet. You've got his trusty sidekick there as well. The glasses and the hair. Okay, hair you can kind of see that there's corn sweat. You can kind of see it, but like I still would say that he looks completely different when he's wearing the suit versus when he's not. Uh, so the rating for me ultimately, I will give it a solid 6.5 out of 10. Like it, and that to me is not mid. It's not the best thing ever, but it's certainly impressive. And there's elements of this, like I think the crypto stuff, I absolutely love the way they show him bursting through the snow and like
When
he's
I saw that, I
ripping
was
through
like,
him.
yes, they're
Yes,
showing our boy in
I
the.
got the Polar Express vibes. I'm just kidding. But like it begins. It's and when he shows up, I mean, you could tell the CGI here, it might improve a little bit more when they get a few more advanced renders for the final movie. But it's already fantastic. It looks amazing. Like even though the dog is clearly CGI, it's one of the most realistic looking dogs. I bet you
Yeah,
James Gunn is probably
it's not like
working
what
his
is it
beta
called, The
again.
Wild with Harrison
Oh
Ford, where that
God, no.
dog looked like
But
complete
dude, James
shit.
Gunn in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, those animal characters like that, alongside
Yeah, I
Rocket were
mean,
so
Cosmo, she looked
fantastic.
great.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, oh my god, and then Maria Baklava, whatever the fuck her name
Baklava.
is.
Yeah.
Uh, I know that's not her name, but who plays, Princess Alana in Creature Commandos? I thought she did a good job as Cosmo, so that was cute too.
Yeah. Yeah. Lenny's saying, Dan, will it get a wider audience interested? Because that's what this trailer is for. Will it get bums in the seats in the cinema? That's a good question. That's a good question. By the way, Fiona says, agreed, Dan. That's why I gave it a 7. I think that we get what we get from here on will only get better. I agree. The Watcher's like, what, Dan? 6.5? Bruh. I'm like, well, it's my opinion. And again, here's the thing. I said I've only seen it once. If I watch it again, it might improve my
No, he
number. It
didn't.
might go
Shut
up.
up, Nelson.
Fiona's like, what's your number rating? Yeah, 6.5 as we talked about. I mean, look, it's yes, the trailer's great. Watcher stopping in. Who's watching the Watcher? You were with us last night, so like, I mean, I know, like, I don't blame you for sleeping in a little bit, because man, like, we didn't get a ton of rest last night before we got in. Miraculous, like 6.5. Come on, son. Is that a psych reference? I think it's a psych reference personally. It looks like a comic book brought to life, saying the Watcher. Snyder gave it a
Yeah,
2. Snyder gave it a 2. Come on, Nelson. Who asked Zack
yeah.
Snyder?
Like,
I
who
don't think Zack Snyder has
proof?
seen the trailer yet.
I don't think he gives a fuck.
That's more of a
Although,
trust me, bro.
that was
Zack Snyder gave it a 2. Somebody's gonna like Photoshop
something
a
really
Vero post.
interesting. Apparently, David Ayer is now taking a break from social media because he was showing support of the
Oh.
trailer
And
of the
people
Guns trailer
targeted him for
yesterday,
it.
and he was getting death threats from
Ay, ay,
Snyder
ay. I
cultists.
know. I think Lenny or
So,
somebody mentioned that yesterday. That's just fucking terrible, man. Come on now. Like, you
okay,
you
here's the
not
thing:
want the
fucking Suicide Squad was released like towards the end of lockdown, like, and it was
Mhm.
only released on streaming. Of course, it bombed. Like,
Yeah, that's not a fair comparison. That's really not a fair comparison.
that's
I
like,
think
oh yeah, Wonder
it
Woman
just
84 bombed. Well, that was released in
dude,
the middle of lockdown.
Tenet didn't make much money, and that was because it came out like in the middle of the freaking pandemic. More Katna's like, I'll fight Snyder right now. I don't think Zack Snyder's looking for a fight, and I honestly don't think he would have given it a 2 if he did see it. It's pretty good. Like, guys, 6.5 isn't bad. I'm just telling you, it didn't hit me the same way as, at least on the first watch, as it did for some of you guys. And I still enjoyed the hell out of it. I love crypto in it. I think, like, like what Fiona said, as we get more from the movie, it will get better. I just think I've done a lot of editing work. I mean, as a filmmaker, like, I know when something like hums and himes, like the rhythm and the flow. And this trailer had so much to tell us with so many different elements, so many characters, so many settings, that I just don't feel like the first Man of Steel trailer, they were like, you could either show everything or you could tell us who Superman is. It's sort of like the first Penguin trailer, John. you didn't like it because it was very Penguin heavy, and it sort of just told us it told us like really what motivated Oz Cobb, and it was very singular in the way that trailer was cut, whereas the trailers that came after, which were much more expansive.
And remember, it is
And I
only a
enjoy that
teaser.
personally better.
And the thing is, it is only a teaser.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna be
Yeah.
getting more shots and more
Yeah.
trailers from here on out. So, like, I think we're gonna we're gonna be getting one in the Super Bowl in about 2 months.
Yeah.
It's gonna be here like that, and then we're gonna be getting probably like a final trailer in like May. So speaking of dogs, I don't know if you can hear them.
I hear Crypto. You got Crypto back there?
Not Crypto. She's not a good dog like Crypto.
Oh man.
If I say take me home, she's like, no, fuck off.
I mean, Bucktopus is like, hey, his dad was like, finally my Superman. So I mean, look, it is a trailer that is affecting a lot of people in different ways, as any trailer would. I think as far as what this trailer's job was, which is to get people more excited for the movie, that it did for me. Like this trailer, like Fiona said, didn't hit me in the heart. Not quite.
Well, unless we're talking about Crypto, and Lenny's like, fuck you.
Cold dead. You have a cold dead heart. That I mean, it was too beautiful. A cold dead heart. Wow, Lenny. Oh my god. Yeah. The Watcher giving us some stats.
No, Lenny rescinded. She backpedaled. She's like, no, I didn't mean it like that. I was joking. I love you.
Did you guys see that the trailer got so many views at once it broke the DC channel? It's stuck at 4,000 views, but it's actually I mean, YouTube likes to verify the views.
I woke up and it was
true.
I woke up and saw it at 9 and it was already at like 2,000 views.
Dude, yeah, when I saw it, when I first clicked onto this, it had like like a couple of hundred, and now when I first clicked onto this, it had 27 likes on YouTube. Right now, it's sitting at 3.9K, and that's from the Warner Brother Pictures International account. Which is the trailer that you get linked from the website.
I'm looking at the DC, yeah. The one on DC is 5,000. The one on IGN is 127,000. The one on One Media is 16,000. The one on the Warner Brothers International is 5,000. So yeah, a lot of IGN is really getting the numbers in. But yeah, this is great.
Yeah. And
this is only like an hour and a half that the trailer has been
up.
It's
not even 2 hours in. I mean, we've been live since before the trailer went up. So yeah, it's only, like you said, an hour and a half. By the way, Nelson asking about a possible season 2 of The Penguin. If you go back to the episode from last night, Nelson, we talked about that at length. In fact, that's how we started the episode before we got into the Superman conversation. So go check that out, because we had Liz was on. We had an extensive conversation about that. But I do agree with Fiona. Like, for example, it didn't quite, like, this trailer didn't hit me in the heart the way that the first Man of Steel trailer did. But that's nothing to say, like, there's a lot of trailers out there where the first trailer wasn't the best thing ever, but it needs to make a good impression. Because this first trailer was, let's step back and talk about the fact that this is our first look, officially live action look at the new DCU. Like, this sets the precedent, and first impressions are very important. And there's a lot to love in this trailer. I love Crypto. I love the fact that he's clearly like Superman's best friend. And Morcat telling us that 5.1K views now. I mean, yes, that those numbers will keep going up, because like we said, sometimes those numbers take a while to aggregate, and for YouTube to be like, all right, these were real people, not bots trying to watch the video. So I would imagine those numbers will get into the millions and the millions of Superman's fans as the time goes on, as Superman tries to change the hierarchy of the DCU in this movie. Clearly, I just, again, like I said, there's a lot to see here in this trailer. Like, this sequence, I just love. I was so curious how this whole sequence where he saves the girl was gonna play out, in the actual movie. And now we're starting to see that. Like, of course, there's a little bit of slow motion involved and all that. So to me, it works. It works well. It's pretty accurate to what we saw them film. John is just sharing memes with me now. We gotta get this on the Discord server. Superman trailer, James Gunn cooking. John wants a little bit. Yep, yep. I hear
And
you.
then the dog is just hello.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
love that image. Like I love the image of the dog and the guy cooking. Like,
Tell us in the chat, guys. Do you think James Gunn is cooking with this trailer, like, or do you think that this could have been a lot more than they did with this? Because again, for the average audience, to answer the question Lenny asked, is this gonna get the average audience excited? Yes, I think this trailer was very much built for the average audience, so that they could like get a full first look at what this new movie and cinematic universe is gonna be about. For me, I'm a little more like critical because I expect a lot. So
miraculous crypto,
yeah,
and then the child saying Superman, 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 and with his
yeah,
eyes closed as the score swelled, got me in the feels.
yeah.
Also, once again, we thank Lenny for this because neither of us realized that was Metamorpho. So thank
I
you,
thought it was
Lenny.
Ultraman, and then I went back and I was like, wait, and I saw it on the right shoulder. I was like, whoa, no, that's Metamorpho because I saw the purple. So yes, I do want to thank Lenny for that. Thank you for pointing that out. Who are all these characters? And that's the thing. For the average fan, like the average moviegoer, they wouldn't know that's Metamorpho, right? Like, because
Yeah.
they'll go look for the Easter egg videos. Like, come to our channel, check us out. Clearly, we can help you figure it out. Nelson Moreno is asking about, of course, is this teaser selling you on the DCU? I think it's a little early because again, this is one teaser trailer to one movie that is at the very beginning. I mean, obviously it is Superman, so it is essential. Like this movie has to set the tone, set the pace. But John, what do you think? Is this trailer selling you on the vision for the DCU that James Gunn has, or is it getting you worried?
I don't know if I'm like 100% sold. We only have like half a TV show and a trailer to really go off of. So I don't want to say, oh yeah, I think he's cooking. I think it looks great. I think we're gonna be getting great stuff in a couple
Yeah,
months. Once again, we're gonna be maybe getting some more promo images and all
totally agree
that.
with Fiona there. Yep.
So yeah, I think it'll be good. It's just like I don't want to say like, oh, this is the greatest thing ever. This is gonna be amazing. It's I would say it's a 10 out of 10 trailer, but like I wanna,
Oh, there's
still.
Superman flying in the distance. I didn't even notice that was in the sequence. That's
Yeah.
what Lex is looking at. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, you were saying.
Yeah, but no, I think yeah, I think this is, this is we're getting there. I think we're not there yet, but we're getting there. And that's
Yeah.
good. I'm not saying like, but because the thing is, I don't want to like jump in immediately and say, oh yeah, this is gonna be the greatest thing ever, because it could suck. Who knows? But I think we're getting there. We're getting there. That's what I'll
Yeah.
say about that. We're getting there.
Yeah, I think that when it comes down to the first full trailer, Lenny, I do believe like what the Watcher said. We're probably gonna have to wait till the Super Bowl, like around February. I know that Super Bowl, you're like, what Super Bowl? Okay, so the NFL's basically final of the league happens in February, and that's called the Super Bowl for any of of you guys watching from outside of the U.S. And it's like watched by basically half of the country, so like or more than that. So it's such a big event that a lot of movie trailers and like people literally companies spend millions of dollars for 30-second ads. So likely what's gonna happen is we're gonna get a 30-second teaser to the full trailer, and that will tell us watch the full trailer online now, and then everybody's gonna click away from the Super Bowl, probably in the halftime show, and then go watch the actual trailer. So we'll be here for that. And that usually happens in February, the Super Bowl. So that's likely when that's gonna happen. The Watcher saying, "I love the color." Morkatna saying Luthor looks dangerous. Yes, I do agree with that. Although given
And then I
this
could
whole
just
sequence,
I could
I
just
just don't want
imagine
him to
like,
become like the
this is
old
a
Luthor.
357 Magnum. He just does the entire Dirty Harry speech. Like,
But I'm
did I
just
shoot
like
5 bullets or 6, Kent? You be the judge. Do I feel lucky, punk? Well, do you?
Do you?
God, it's such a fucking great movie.
And Lenny's saying this is a family film. Yeah, so I don't think we're gonna go there. They'll start doing promotional stunts with David and some kids spring short. Yes, so actually before there were some things that I opened up before we got into the actual trailer this morning, and we didn't really have a ton of time to get into it. But of course the whole James Gunn thing about like they didn't use much. Okay, we're gonna get into the Creature Commander stuff later. There is this shot that we haven't really gotten I'm like, where's the official photo? The camera that they're looking at, I want to get that photo. By the way, it looks like David Cornsweet is an Eagles fan. Ugh, whatever, David. Come on, man. Like nobody's perfect, I suppose. And then Wendell Pierce, he posted a photo. I
When
mean,
did you
this.
wait? You can't just drop a bomb like Superman's an Eagles fan and fucking like what? Where the fuck does it say that?
Look at the hoodie he's wearing. Let me show you. Okay, let me show you right here. Look at the hoodie he's wearing.
Oh, that's a shame. That's a
Yeah,
shame. But
that
you
is a
know
shame.
what? You know what? It's okay. We still love him anyway. Like nobody's perfect. That's what we know about Superman. Nobody's perfect.
No, he's
You know.
perfect. Yeah, he's an Eagles fan. Oh well. I guess this is where you had to separate the art from the artist, right? Like,
Oh
David
shit.
Cornsweet is an Eagles fan. But yeah, that's Wendell Pierce. He's Perry,
Yeah, we don't see
Crime
Perry
in
in this trailer.
Gotham.
Which
Water, wet. Like is that what we're gonna get? Hopefully we get that. Or something like it. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they will hint at Batman or not. The Watcher saying Snyder fans, but we have Superman at home. Me. Who are you again? Okay. Again, you can still watch Man of Steel and have fun with it, or you can wait for Superman to come out and have fun with it. You can like both of them. I'm very open-minded about this. Like, I'm gonna go into this movie. I'm gonna watch that Daily Planet, globe. I'm gonna see the Art Deco look of this metropolis, and I'm gonna have fun with the movie. And then, yes, people will compare. We were comparing it earlier. I'm looking forward to seeing again, how the two movies stack up against each other. But again, there was a press event earlier in the week where they were, announcing the teaser trailer. Looks like this gentleman on the right has the same shirt you have, John. And David
yeah,
Cornsweet
it's
was there.
unfortunately it's
So and we know
in the
Rachel
wash.
Brosnahan was there as well. So yeah, I mean now we've got the actual trailer. If you click onto the website supermanmovie.net, this is the thumbnail, and it actually sends you straight into the Warner Brothers Pictures International account. So you might have seen it there. You might have seen it on the DC channel. Of course, if you guys are watching us after we are live, let us know what you thought about the trailer in the comments down below. Nelson saying the route Superman is underrated. I do believe that Superman is underrated. He never quite got, you know, the best script necessarily. Um, this right here, by the way, I do wonder what's going on in this scene, because you can clearly see Superman is like in a box, like a glass box. Maybe like Tom Cruise locked him in, like he did in one of those Mission Impossible movies, capturing, like, was it Mission Impossible Fallout? Was it, or the one before that? But anyway,
I don't remember.
I do wonder what this is. Like this people are taking photos. I'm like, is this a nightmare for Superman? Is this real? Like, there's other boxes. Maybe he's not the only one. I mean, he breaks out of it. Like, I don't know. It looks interesting. Obviously we talked about this. Do you think this is Baravia, like where the troops are amassing? Is this the
Yeah, I
country
would.
we're talking
That
about?
makes sense. That's where we saw the little boy. So yeah.
Yeah. I wonder what's going on there, like how Superman figures into that. His symbol obviously is a symbol for hope, whereas the people in Metropolis may not like him. A lot of people in other parts of the world like look to him as a symbol of hope. This is a lot of
Hmm.
stuff that was in that leak the other day, which you didn't talk about much, thankfully, because a lot of this information we would have put out there then. Because yes, it looks like that leak was mostly right. Um,
Yeah,
but
but
yeah,
I didn't want to spoil it for people. I just think I
yeah,
didn't think that was fair. So yeah,
yeah. What was your favorite shot of yours in this movie? Like, what was the one thing that maybe stood out to you the most?
I really like the kid, like doing the like showing like putting the Superman flag. I thought that was really
Yeah,
good. Um,
I like seeing
the one with the
Hawkgirl in action.
kaiju, the
Hmm.
crypto coming in and taking him home, and I thought there was, like, this is a great shot. This is a fucking great shot.
Made for
Um,
IMAX.
yeah, most definitely.
Somebody
And
get the
then
Pacific Rim robots here.
I also like the
Yeah,
stuff with, Lois and Superman
hmm,
kissing. Like, that's like cute, and I really like that. So this is a
yeah,
really good shot too. Like, this is a
yeah,
great shot. Like, I love how it's the two of them, because it's like, oh, because I thought it was like, oh, the set photo showed, oh, he's all alone, but no, it
hmm,
shows that they're together.
yeah,
He is hers and she is his, like, kind of thing, and I
yeah,
really like that.
yeah. And whatever that ball of energy is in the background, they're gonna deal with it together. It's that whole, again, the Amazing Spider-Man 2 dynamic of Peter. Like that whole sequence, and then I hopefully Lois Lane survives the movie, unlike Gwen Stacy, who didn't survive that movie at the end of that film.
Okay, like Gwen Stacy died in the comics. Lois Lane didn't
I
die
know,
unless we're talking about fucking
I
Injustice, but
know.
that doesn't count.
I'm so interested in seeing like the whole no bulge gate Superman. Like, let's see if we do end up getting the suit without the trunks. Maybe that's before he puts the trunks on. I'd love to see again how Metamorpho figures into this. The character design looks great. I think once we get the full
Very
body
different.
look, it's
Yeah, and
gonna
then
look
this
even
was
better.
showing the yeah, look at 3 buildings
That's
going
a
down. No
lot.
wonder people are
Holy
pissed. It's
cow.
like, damn.
That's the bridge they were shooting on, remember? And then like
Yeah.
they were telling people to be like, look up and something big is coming at you. So maybe it's like the bridge gets destroyed by the buildings coming down.
Yeah.
This looks like Lex got himself into a little bit of trouble. And he's got a few scars to show for it. This television looks like an old LCD paneled little television, a little retro because TVs nowadays don't have bezels that big.
Mm.
With speakers on the side. So again, they're
I mean,
mixing in
it's an
the timeless
office.
feel of the different
I
elements.
mean, it's an office.
Yeah.
So it's like they can't afford the best equipment. So
It's Luthor Corp though, man. It might even be his office. Who knows?
so
Some of
that
the CGI does look
it looks
unfinished though,
like
like the way this
okay,
is
so
composited here. I think the way the suit, the cape lines up with the suit, you can see where it's attached. The red and the blue, you could see the snow and the way that colors. Like, there's definitely some work left to be done here. I think.
so it looks like they have GBS News, which is Galaxy Broadcasting System, which was
Ah.
apparently in Young Justice and DCEU. So that's interesting.
Yeah. This looks so interesting. The fact that they shot this like in real life. Obviously, there's a lot of CGI being added here, but they filmed this stuff like they were on wires. But like we saw this stuff being shot. So obviously that's actually David Cornsweet, like not an animated double CG double. I do wonder how much of the mask of Mr. Terrific for the sake of him being able to emote is going to be animated
I don't think we're
like
gonna get
Deadpool's
General
mask was.
Lane. I don't think we're
So.
gonna get General Lane in this. Lenny was asking. I
But
don't
I do
think.
wonder who these military guys are in those suits. That would be interesting. Like, is that like part of the army? Like, is that an advanced SWAT unit? Like, I do wonder how that's gonna play out.
Yeah.
Nelson hinting that could be Nuclear Man that Superman's fighting.
Hmm.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah, the General Lane. I don't think we're gonna get in this movie. But maybe they'll get hinted at. Maybe they're kind of just leaning away from that. We didn't get it in Man of Steel universe or the the DCEU as they called it. But no, I'm excited. This shot here, to me, this is my favorite shot of for the trailer. This is literally right out of like the comic book panels. It's one of the images James Gunn shared a while ago. In that one, they're kind of like in front of the moon, like kissing and rotating up. They did do a version of this in Man of Steel, like where they're flying down from the explosion after he rescues her from like the pod that's ejected from the
Hmm.
spaceship, the Kryptonian spaceship in orbit. And then once they're on the ground, they share a kiss, and then Superman like hears some kind of like distress call in the distance and flies away. So yeah, of course, you're seeing Superman try to fight his way through the fire of the monster. That's clearly what causes a lot of the charring on his suit. It looks like the
Mm.
kaiju. So, and well, here he goes. He's flying into the sun. Um, we still have to answer the question of again if there are two suits. It sort of looks
Look how
like
much
these suits are
fucking taller
different.
he is. I fucking love that. Like he's just
Yeah,
like
he's
it's bringing
huge.
like Tim Sale
Isn't
vibes,
he
most
like as
definitely.
tall, if not taller than even The Rock? Like he's certainly taller than I think Henry Cavill. Like right, like he's like
Yeah,
six
no,
four,
he's
six
taller than
five.
Henry. I
Yeah,
believe David Cornsweet's 6'4", and I think Henry Cavill's 6'3" or 6'2".
yeah.
Um,
They're close, but like yes, there is a difference. But yeah, it's coming
I
only in
mean, The Rock
cinemas.
is 6'4",
Six
so
four, right? July 2025, guys. We're gonna get this movie before you know it. It will be here,
David
and
Cornsweet's Henry Cavill's 6'1", Christopher Reeve is 6'4", Nicholas Hoult is 6'3".
there we go. Yeah.
So little
We got
fun
Mark
facts for
McKeever in the chat again, another new name. He's saying being a Superman fan since 1978, I have advocated a story that depicts Pa Kent as a widower. Gunn might have accomplished that for me. We do we know who's playing Martha Kent, like Ma Kent, like
Nev Howell.
Nev House. So there was a casting, even if it is in flashbacks, we don't know for sure if she is deceased in the movie. I don't think, right?
No, she's not.
Yeah. Well, no, Fiona. In this sequence, they are hugging. I think earlier when they're floating, they're meant to be kissing, right? Isn't that?
Mhm.
Did I misread that situation? They're clearly kissing there. That's clearly what's going on there. That's the action that we're getting. But no, I mean, Mark, definitely agree with you there.
And it looks like they're in a train station.
It would be nice to see that different take. Yes, it does. And where did they film this? This wasn't. It was a shopping mall. Do you remember?
Well, I
Like
mean,
when they were
remember the Hall
summer?
of Justice in Cincinnati? That's technically a train station now. So they might just be using that as like.
You're right.
So like the Hall of Justice might not actually be like
the
the
Hall
Hall
of
of Justice. They
Justice.
might just be
Yeah.
using it as a train station, and it's just a wink
Okay.
and a nod.
Yep. Lenny, you're right. Even in the poster, we've been talking about like the outer edge is yellow versus red. That seems to be the differentiating.
Lenny, Ma and Pa Kent are alive for a while. Stop killing him off. Like,
Fiona's like, oh, and I'm old, so my eyes are terrible. I'm watching it on my phone. Fair enough, fair enough. You know, you can just like hold it up real tight to your face and be like, oh, like, is there, or like, what is there? Are they kissing? Are they just hugging? Um, the watchers, responding to Nelson saying, Gunn said that they are not story building, they're world building, which means they're not going to build to a big bad. They're going to build out the world akin to Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, and Game of Thrones. Yes. So we will get villains to the movies, but it's not like they're building up to like Darkseid, for example. I mean, they might be, but like it's not going to be like that's going to be the sole focus of the story. So yes, I am looking forward to seeing how this movie plays out. We talked about it. There's a lot of good things to be had in this trailer. John, what was your rating again for the trailer overall?
million out of 10. No, just kidding. I would give it, I would think Lenny, I'd give it like a 9.5 because I don't want to. I have like the tiniest bit of reservation because I don't want to be like, oh my god, like it's the greatest thing ever. Blah, blah, blah. It's just like no, it's a really good
This
good
is
trailer.
also one of my favorite shots of the movie, the trailer so far. But yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we need to update the thumbnail for this episode so that people can like see crypto in there. Oh yeah, so good, so good. Right from the Silver Age. Agree with you, Watcher. So John, you pretty much gave it a perfect
from the
score.
start.
Blessed
right from the
start.
Silver Age.
Blessed from the start. Right from the start. We gotta get that sound bite. We didn't have time this morning. We'll get it in there. Don't you worry. I gave it a 6.5 out of 10. You guys, a lot of you guys gave it like 10s and 9.5s. A couple of you guys said 7. I'm sure if you are not watching us live, you can drop your rating for this teaser trailer down below in the comments. Watcher saying me and John's rating is the same. I believe a 9. Oh no, same. A 9, believe it or not. Okay, so 9 out of 10. All right. Well, I mean, pretty close to perfect. I think the trailer did its job. It's got us more excited. The fact that we've been sitting here talking about it for 2 hours. So I'm sure, as we'll go into this and dive deeper and find Easter eggs that maybe we missed, but let us know in the chat. Let us know down below. Did you find any Easter eggs we didn't talk about? What's got you the most excited about this trailer now that we've got a 2.5-minute look at the very first look at the DCU in live action? Jose saying, "Sell Snyderverse to television, Cali new." Huh? Cali, I don't know what that means. Or, okay. Well, hi, Jose. We haven't seen you in the chat. Lenny's saying, all soppy and love me, live me, right? Haha. Okay. I'm excited to hear more dialogue. Yes, Watcher. But that's the point of the teaser trailer. There was the only line of dialogue in this was "take me home," right? When he tells Crypto to take him home. We didn't really get any of the lines of dialogue.
It is kind of funny, like, because I've seen a couple people who are like, okay, yeah, this is okay trailer, not for me. Let's see what else.
Yeah.
But he's like, they're like, oh, it's not like Snyder calls. They're like, okay, I'm open to like, I'm excited for the movie, but like, trailer didn't do much. But I saw one people like, yeah, they didn't really show much of a plot. I want to see more of a plot, and I'm like, okay, what do you want? Because there's the people that are complaining, like, if you show more of a plot, oh, you're spoiling the movie. If you show no plot, well, I need to know more of a plot. It's like, what the fuck do you want? Like, that's the thing that confuses me. Like, That makes no sense to me because it's like I'd rather know nothing. This is just letting the visuals speak for themselves. We just
Yeah.
we see all these characters in action. We see a couple of action sequences, turning heads. Like,
Yeah.
cool, that's cool for
But
me.
that's what a teaser trailer is meant to be. It's
Yeah,
not meant to give
exactly.
you the story. It's meant to give you a look at what the movie is gonna feel like. So that's what we got. And thank you, Lenny, for stopping in. And she was here like right at the very beginning. She was like, hold up, wait. Let me pull up the trailer. And then we started watching it together. I think Lenny finished it a few seconds after I did. But yeah, thanks for everybody who joined us. As we like to say,
Yes.
like, subscribe if you are new. We see so many new faces and names in the chat. Give us a shot. Hit that notification bell as well, so you know when we go live. We will be back tomorrow with another episode of DCU Daily. John's gonna go watch Creature Commandos, and we're gonna review that. We have to talk about casting for Bane in the DCU. Who potentially could play him? Where does Batista fit in the picture? James Gunn definitely would like to bring him in. Maybe not as Bane, but perhaps as another character. We'll have a few options to go into, and I'm sure there'll be other news from the world of DC from James Gunn responding to fan questions about the trailer. So we will get into that and so much more on tomorrow's episode of DCU Daily. Until then, guys, just go back to whichever YouTube channel you found the trailer on, whether it was DC, Warner Brothers Pictures
Give
International,
some
wherever
more
you
love
saw
to
it.
non-IGN stuff. Fuck IGN.
Exactly. Just go check out the trailer, watch it 500,000 times more. We will do the same, and then we'll see you back here tomorrow, another episode of DCU Daily.